They are the magic genies of the kitchen. They cook at the touch of a button. They can even help save you time and energy. That's right, I'm talking about microwaves. But what secrets are they hiding? How do they actually work? Can you really whip up a 3-course meal using only the power of the microwave? Are microwaves dangerous? We investigate the invisible and turn up the heat on microwaves. Help or hazard? Unless most of you have been living in a cave, you've probably used a microwave before. But what's relatively unknown is that the microwave was an accidental invention. And we have this guy to thank for his genius, Percy Spencer. Now, back in the 1930s, Percy was working on a radar set when he noticed that the candy bar in his pocket was melting, much like this one. Yuck. Anyways, he investigated further and eventually he created the microwave. So now we know where it came from, but do we know how it actually works?
I don't know how a microwave works.
No idea.
No idea.
Radiation?
With some kind of wave, like a radio wave or something, I'm not sure.
Heat induction?
I know how to use it, but I don't know what goes on inside.
When you heat it up, the microwave inside the thingy just heats up the food and yeah.
Perhaps we should ask our go-to science guy, Professor Dan.
A microwave oven works by using, not surprisingly, microwaves. There's a device inside called a magnetron, and it generates microwaves. They bounce around on the inside of the oven, and when they hit food, they penetrate a couple of centimeters and make the fat and water and sugar particles vibrate back and forth. And that's how a microwave heats your food.
So that's how it works. What else can they do besides heating food?
Here's a fun experiment you can do. You need a glass of water and a light bulb. The water is to absorb extra microwaves so it doesn't damage your microwave, and then the microwave will light up the light bulb.
The light bulb glows because electrons are speeding across a thin wire in the bulb called the filament. The filament harnesses many of the microwaves, and the light bulb converts the microwave radiation into light. Surely all those microwaves rattling our food up changes the way it tastes, no? I'm ready for another taste test.
For passers-by with a sweet tooth, they are in for a real treat. I've whipped up 2 batches of really yummy chocolate sponge cake. I've used the same ingredients, it tastes exactly the same, but I've cooked them differently. This batch over here I made in a conventional oven. This one here I cooked up in a microwave. So I want to find out whether people can taste that difference and ultimately which one gets their vote. Is it different?
Please stop that. This is a bit dense. That's not too bad, but this is better among them. It's more spongy, I can say.
This is softer and sweeter.
I think B is better.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a bit like too wet.
I prefer this one.
You like that one best?
This one is a lot more fluffy.
This one.
That's your vote?
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yep.
Does it surprise you at all that this one is microwave?
Oh, this one? Conventional oven.
Yes.
Better?
Does that surprise you that it's made in a microwave?
It does, because if it was made in a microwave, I have no idea what am I using mine for now.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Go out there and bake.
Yeah, you gotta explore.
Yeah.
We might have surprised you by baking in a microwave, but what about a 3-course meal? Possible? Yes.
Most of us use our microwaves either to reheat our food or to defrost our food. But what if we could actually use our microwaves for so much more than you think? That's why we came up with this little challenge. We're asking 3 budding chefs from Shatek to make a 3-course meal using only a microwave as the cooking tool. Now, obviously, this is not an ideal situation for any chef, but why not give it a try? At the end of that, we'll get some judges in here, including myself. We'll do a little taste test, and we'll find out which one of these 3 budding chefs really milks that microwave for all it's worth.
Our judges for the event will be myself, Mr. Edmund To, and Mr. Leon Stan, the headmaster chefs here at Shatek.
When you first heard this was the challenge we were presenting, chefs cooking with a microwave, what did you think?
No way. I think it's going to be interesting. It's
Okay.
going to be very challenging.
What do you think are some of the challenges of cooking with a microwave?
Definitely some of the moisture will be lost. At times, the cooking might be uneven.
Looks like they have a tough task ahead. Let's check in on the chefs.
My first course is a herb-infused prawn confit with masculine salad and lemon butter sauce.
My appetizer is a poached salmon in cod bouillon with a sweet and sour salsa.
So simply I'll be making a pea gazpacho. It's a combination of peas, onions, garlic, and the chicken stock.
Have you ever poached in a microwave before?
No, this is my first try using the microwave to poach.
Well, what are some of the constraints you think that you're going to face now?
The salmon might be overcooked.
So are you worried at all?
Yeah, definitely.
Keen, I gotta say, this is interesting. What are you making here?
I'm making a potato chip. I'm gonna bake it for a while and it will turn out crisp, I hope.
Keen's not the only one who's chosen a risky dish for a microwave challenge. Jiaming's menu also poses some tricky business ahead.
Because it's a prawn, you need to cook it carefully. If not, the texture of the meat will be like rubber.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
The chefs are so busy. I think we'd better stay out of their way for now. We'll come back to check in with them later.
One thing's for sure, this is your friend. And to make this friendship last, I'm going to introduce you to some pretty cool microwave hacks. Look at that. Now, it's usually pretty hard to peel tomatoes, but I just made my life that little bit easier by using the microwave. So depending on the size and the ripeness of your tomato, usually you put it in there on high between 30 seconds to a minute. Now, this one's pretty big, so I put in there for a minute, and look, it peels off pretty easily, doesn't it? Want some nice frothy milk for your coffee or your hot beverage of choice? You don't need a fancy gadget, you just need a microwave. What you need to do is you fill up a glass jar halfway with milk. You put on the lid nice and firmly, and then you shake away until it gets bubbly and frothy. Just about like that. Then you remove the lid, put that in the microwave on high for a good 30 seconds. Okay, now have a look at the beautiful frothy foam. Oh, not bad. Wasn't that easy? How do you usually melt chocolate for baking? You probably put it in a saucepan over the stove, right? Well, why not use a microwave? It's simple and you can control the temperature. All you need to do is cut up your chocolate into little bits, put it in a microwavable container, and zap that in the microwave for 15 seconds at medium heat. Aha! So as you can see, my chocolate still has a couple bits in there. It can be a little bit lumpy. So all you need to do is repeat this process in short bursts of 15 seconds until you get the desired creaminess that you want. Usually when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. But when life hands you a lemon and a microwave, you get more juice. Now with most citrus fruits, if you whack that in the microwave for 15 to 30 seconds on high, what will happen is the heat will weaken the cell structures of the rind, making it easier to squeeze all that juice out. Nifty, huh?
Coming up, we're going to put to rest some worries we've all had about microwaves.
Eating microwave food is perfectly safe. It's not the least bit radioactive.
And budding microwave chefs run into some trouble with their main courses. So far, we've discovered just how microwaves work and discovered some pretty cool microwave hacks. But what about all the rumors we've all heard about microwaves? Are they myths or do they matter?
Microwaves destroy the nutrients in our food. Now that's a rumor we've heard for ages, but I guess it depends on what kind of nutrients we're talking about. If we're talking about vitamin C, for instance, well, vitamin C usually breaks down when exposed to heat, whether you're using a microwave or any other conventional cooking method. But if we're talking about the nutrients found in proteins, fats, and carbs, they're not majorly affected at all when you're using a microwave. And because cooking time in a microwave is relatively short, you're able to preserve a lot more of the nutrients that are usually destroyed due to high heat.
Microwaves cook food from the inside out.
Microwaves can penetrate about 2 centimeters of food, so they'll make the first 2 centimeters of fat and water particles vibrate. Then that heat travels to the center through a process called conduction, which is just passing on the heat.
So that's why my food is cold on the inside but hot on the outside when I microwave. How can I prevent that?
It is important that when you cook with the microwave, that you occasionally stop and stir the food so that you will not have any cold spots surrounding the food that you are heating.
Microwaves are not an energy-efficient way to cook. Wrong! Microwaves are pretty energy savvy. They take less time to cook than, let's say, deep frying, steaming, or even baking a cake in a conventional oven. So folks, you're not just saving time, you're saving energy.
Microwaves cause cancer.
There's this misconception that microwaves use radiation, like the kind of radiation at a nuclear power plant, but that's not true at all. Technically, it's electromagnetic radiation, but it's not the kind that are dangerous to people. So eating microwave food is perfectly safe. It's not the least bit radioactive.
Microwaves are so misunderstood. Now let's go check up on our master chefs. Back in the kitchen, our chefs are still hard at work trying to perfect their gourmet microwave dishes. We've seen the appetizers, but what's on the menu for the next 2 courses?
My main course is a miso poached cod with a mixed seaweed salad.
For the main course is a chicken stew with some alfalfa on top.
The main course is a creamy squid ink risotto with a bit of seafood, and last we will end up with a chocolate soup.
For the dessert, it's a microwave sponge, raspberry sponge, and lychee sorbet served with vanilla cream.
I'll be making panna cotta with strawberries. It's called Sophia.
As things heat up, the chefs are starting to run into problems.
The difficult part about it is that you need to control the timing and to get it accurate.
I think the temperature too high causes the plastic to melt.
There's a hole.
There's a hole in the center.
It will burn easily, like right from the center. That's the toughest part.
But they're also discovering the benefits of using a microwave.
For stew, normally we'll cook around 1 to 2 hours. However, using the microwave, we only need around 30 minutes.
I can't wait to see and taste the completed dishes. Meanwhile, we'll continue with our microwave hacks top 10.
Scrambled eggs without slaving over the hot stove. That's where the microwave comes in handy yet again. So you put in however many eggs you like, 2 to 3, up to you. A little bit of garnish, so you have salt and pepper. You want to be a bit cheeky, put in some cheese there. Beat it all up as you would regularly, and then put it in the microwave for, on average, 3 minutes on high. Now just remember to intermittently stir as you're microwaving, otherwise it'll just become one big chunk of egg. And there you have it, scrambled eggs a la microwave. You know what I really don't like doing? Peeling garlic. It's so tiresome and it's difficult. Guess what? That's where your trusted friend, the microwave, can help. All you need to do is take out as many cloves as you need from the bulb, spread them out on a microwavable plate, whack them in the microwave for a good 15 seconds on high, and because it's such a short duration, it should retain the moisture, making the skins pretty easy to peel. Look at that, see how it's coming off so easily? Now, if it doesn't work out for you after 15 seconds, just put it in for another 15 seconds. It should do the trick. Do you like nuts? I sure do, especially toasted. And guess what? That's where your trusted friend, the microwave, comes in handy. Yes, you can toast cashews and almonds in the microwave. All you need is a microwavable plate, spread the nuts around, and then put them in the microwave on high heat for about 4 to 5 minutes. Make sure that you're checking in on them every minute or so, spreading them around the plate and making sure you don't burn them.
Coming up, we'll see who comes out on top in our Microwave Chef finale. And do some things with a microwave that your mom probably never wanted you to do at home. Previously, we saw the cook-off wasn't going well for some of our chefs.
There's a hole. There's a hole in the center.
However, they managed to overcome their difficulties and seem to have some beautiful dishes lined up for us.
The chefs are almost done, and it's just about time for the really fun part, the tasting. Wow.
Derek prepared an appetizer of poached salmon in cote bouillon, a main course of squid ink risotto with a bed of seafood, and for dessert, a chocolate soup with carrot puree and coconut sorbet. Jiaming prepared an appetizer of herb-infused prawn confit. His main course is chicken stew with potatoes, carrots, onions, and alfalfa garnish. And for dessert, he has a raspberry sponge with a vanilla sauce and lychee sorbet. Last but not least, Keen prepared an appetizer of pea gazpacho with a chicken stock base, with a main course of miso poached fish with potatoes, carrots, and onions, and for dessert, a panna cotta. Let's find out what the judges think.
So you cook the chips in the microwave? Yes. Oh, surprising!
Yes. Very bouncy and fluffy. Look at that. It won't even come off the spoon.
See, look at this. I'm very impressed with your seafood dish because you always have challenge to cook seafood, but you can apply the process very well.
We're going for seconds. This is a good thing. But I have to tell you, this dessert, absolutely stunning.
Good job. Good job. Yeah. Thank you. The risotto rice is al dente. I don't think it's that easy to achieve with microwave, but you did it.
Thank you, chef.
Well done. Okay, it's a good job.
And I have to say, you guys were absolutely superb. Thank you very, very much.
You can't tell this is microwave. Yes, definitely.
For the first appetizer, most outstanding was the dish from Derek. You applied the microwave cooking technique very well. Gently poached, yet not overdone.
Okay, so we move on to the main course. We felt all three were really incredible. We had the lovely risotto, the stewed chicken, the Japanese-style seafood, and it just so happens, Keen, that we find your main course was the best.
Thank you. I enjoyed the 3 desserts prepared by the 3 gentlemen. I need to choose between the sponge and panna cotta because both I love it. The best dish will be the sponge.
Salmon, well done. That was really good, and the presentation was off the hook. At the end of the day, there can only be one winner, and we have decided who that winner is. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this microwave cooking challenge is... Keen! What's your key takeaway from this?
It's not, something that is a restriction. You can find different ways to cook your food to make it better.
With his creative menu and innovative microwaving techniques, Keen aced the microwave challenge. And now you know what the microwave is truly capable of. You might just give it a try yourself. Now, back to our final microwave hacks.
One of my favorite ways to enjoy kale is to make kale chips. And that's where my buddy, the microwave, comes in really handy. Because when you make kale chips in the oven, you don't get that nice, even brown coating, and it's certainly not as crisp. And we all know that when it comes to a good snack, we want that crunch. So here's how you can make this at home. You get yourself a bunch of kale, you cut off the stems, you cut them into about 2-inch bits, you put them in a nice big bowl, add 4 teaspoons of oil, toss it evenly, and then place them nice and flat on a plate. And then you just season with your salt of choice, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and voila! And there it is. Now, if you're not satisfied with the crisp level after 3 minutes in the microwave, easy enough, just put it back in there and heat it up at 30-second intervals until you get that nice crunch. Happy kale snacking. Bacon. I am a fan of bacon. I'm going to show you how you can make a healthier version of bacon, and faster too, using your trusty microwave. You just take strips of bacon, put it on kitchen paper, and then you put an extra layer of kitchen paper on top, just so that it soaks up all the grease and it doesn't, mess up your microwave. And you heat it on high for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the crispiness level that you like. It's as easy as that. Bacon. So as you can see, the kitchen paper has soaked up most of the grease. And there you have it, crispy, sumptuous bacon with a little less guilt. Microwaves are not just for food, they're pretty versatile. For instance, if you want to disinfect your kitchen sponge, which you probably ought to do because all the food, dirt, and grime in here makes it a breeding ground for bacteria. So all you need to do is soak your sponge in water, If you want to be extra sanitary, you can mix that with white vinegar, or what I'm going to do is put a little bit of lemon, and then you put that in the microwave at high heat for a couple of minutes. Watch and learn. All right, now remember, when you're taking it out of the microwave, use tongs, because it's gonna be piping hot. And there you have it, a disinfected sponge. Now, it's recommended that you do this every other day, but eventually, please just buy a new sponge. They're cheap. Come on.
Those were some great hacks, but there are definitely some things that don't belong in the microwave.
I'm here at COSM. It's a civilian firefighting training center, and it's a perfect place to go crazy. We're gonna turn up the heat on microwaves and do absolutely everything imaginable that you should never, ever try at home. I can't wait to blow stuff up. A kitchen classic, a good old egg. Now, they say if you put this in the microwave, it will explode. The pressure will build up inside the eggshell. It'll just go poof. Let's try and make a mess. Okay, let's see what we got. Come on, egghead. Nice.
That was extraordinary. Remember, dear folks, don't try these at home.
Mr. Tinfoil and Mr. Microwave are not good friends, but put them together and sparks will fly. Get ready for a fiery relationship.
Many people believe you shouldn't put metal inside a microwave. You actually can put metal inside a microwave. What you're not supposed to use is pointed metal, like a fork or crumpled up tinfoil, because then the charges will build at the points and it can discharge and damage your microwave.
There's one last thing that you should definitely never do with your microwave.
A glass bottle and water.
Due to the heat, water expands and vaporizes into steam. Pressure built up in that water bottle till it went bam! A little alarming, if you ask me.
Did I tell you not to try this at home? Just wanted to reiterate. We started off this episode with one very important question. Microwaves, help or hazard? Now, after all this investigative work, I can safely say that microwaves are a help. Sure, there are a lot of misunderstandings about this appliance, but you know what? The microwave is so underrated. Don't dismiss it, embrace it. Come on, give it a try. Case closed.